And welcome back to PTS. And today I'm thinking to share with you my thoughts about the armor and our battleships. Um, as you know, the new IFHE will come, and what it literally means, guys, that depending on what ship or battleship you are playing, you are immune versus some shells or not. Remember, there are quite threshold. I'm talking about 34 millimeters of a penetration. Let's say from Miyoko, let's say from any 203 millimeters HE spammer. That's 34 millimeter you have to think about. Oh, and of course, the Vladivostok has 32, huge part. This, on the other part, it's immune right here and here. It's immune versus 32 millimeters and pretty much immune versus any HE spammer beside the super cruiser, which have a bigger caliber of guns. But regular 2 or 3 cruisers and lower. And guys, this armor, it's not value for the German cruiser, because the German cruiser have 51 millimeters of penetration. On the other hand, this is a really nice, good looking armor, 50, and over here it's 40, and of course superstructure, but it has a kind of a small superstructure. The biggest size of her, it's this side, 32 millimeters. And then I'm thinking to why not go for the US. So let's talk about a little bit the US and also North Carolina. We compared some battleship at tier 8, and you definitely see here, guys, 32, and this part it's 37, which is surprisingly bad news, even though 37 sounds great on paper, because let's face it, it's much better than the Conqueror, much better than any French or UK battleships. We can literally go for the Monarch, but it just give you a hint. 32 all over the place. 32, at least North Carolina have 37. But then, guys, and here's the sad part, all destroyers HE penetration has been the same beside the Japanese 100 mils, and we will talk about two different builds and two different now remember, not Montana, the North Carolina have here 37, and Monarch and French have all over the place 32. But remember, the all 203 millimeters HE spammers cruisers, they have 34 millimeters of penetration, so they will pen you all day, all long, everywhere beside the turret. We are going for the Japanese cruiser, destroyer, Akizuki and Kitakaze. At Akizuki, guys, I have, let's talk about IFHE in Akizuki, and with Kitakaze I do not have any IFHE skilled. Alright, but guys, let's take away this armor layout. Akizuki's new with IFHE has 37 millimeters pen, which literally will pen North Carolina everywhere besides the turret. There isn't any place beside this waterline armor belt or torpedo belt protection. Otherwise, everywhere you can pen with Akizuki IFHE. But then you pay with percent to put your armor fire 2.5%. Fires, what fires? There isn't any fires. Even though I'll go to the exterior, even though I'll put signal flags, this is the two signal flags you can put to buff your chance to put your enemy on fire. Voila, we went from 2.5 to 3.5. That is the highest you can get, and then additional 2% if you have demo expert, which I don't, which basically means that it's almost a must-have kind of thing. Sure, you do much less damage, fires, but on the other hand, you pen everything. Seriously, the only thing you don't pen is the Soviet 40 millimeters and above armor. I'm talking about some parts of the Soviet battleship. Otherwise, you literally will shred everything, and even the damn cruiser. They don't are immune. I mean, I cannot come up with any cruiser beside Moskva. They don't pen with those stupid 37mm of HE pen. So we are going for the Kitakaze, and something kind of weird. I did not knew that I have 15 kilometers. Let's go to module. Does Kitakaze have a type mod 2 in a gun fire range control system with 12.5? Because right now with advanced firing I have her maximum range as 15 kilometers, which is nice. Now this captain on the other hand does not have IFHE. So just for instance, I would like to show you the difference between this thing has 5% to put your enemy on fire. Let's go to exterior and let's put some flags, those 2 flags, and from 3.5 we went to 6%, and with demo expert, if we put demos, we get 8. So 8%, it's not bad, guys. As a matter of fact, it's US Benson's level of put enemy on fire, but with crazy improved HE pen. You pen everything and everyone, besides very few ships that you cannot handle, the Akizuki, Kitakaze, and same story with the Harigumo, guys. So they are the new behemoths of the ships, and I do believe that of some strange reason Wargaming decided to buff this boat line, which is already strong, and now they will get even stronger versus anything else. And same story with the old king, the new Mogami, and for that reason we're going for the armor layout. Come on. In live server this thing has 25 all over the place, but here 27, 27, 27, and 27. Most parts are 27 besides superstruction, and even here the only part the Wargaming did not buff her, it's this end and fort plating, which still have 25. Otherwise she received 2mm, and this was 30 actually. 30, 27, which basically means, guys, and this is something very important, we're going for Tech 3, and we are going for HE spammer shorts tier 7 cruiser, which has, you know, way that's a huge difference between a tier 7 and a tier 8 ship. I'm talking armor layout. I mean, what armor? This thing does not have any armor. It's a paper. However, here's the sad part. This thing will pen 25mm, which basically means you cannot pen a Mogami and do full damage if you don't aim here, superstruction, or here for the Mogami. All other parts, here, the shorts cannot pen a Mogami. Mogami is not known for a good cruiser or armor cruiser. Matter of fact, the reason I put her, it's because she is one hell of a squishy cruiser. I'm just talking 152mm versus a tier 8 versus a tier 7, or tier 7 versus tier 8. It's a huge damn gap, and I don't know about you guys, but it's literally become World of Tanks. I pen you, you don't pen me. Sure, I understand you can always aim for the superstruction, but guys, there's haven't been a bigger seriously different in armor than this patch. This patch really make a difference between playing a tier 7 cruiser versus tier 8. And if you're a tier 8 cruiser, you don't have to be worried because you have crazy good armor. A matter of fact, even the Ibuki, for crying out loud, receives some love from Wargaming, and I believe it's all, not quite all cruisers, guys, receive this inbox, this part. 27. Here still 25. How weird is that? Mogami does not have any 25 millimeters of armor besides this fore and end, but Ibuki have. How crazy is that, guys? But now something else I very much like to talk, and we are going for the UK, and we are going for the light cruiser. You see, the light cruiser, they did not receive a damn thing from Wargaming. You see what I'm talking about? The light cruiser, even though Mogami is supposed to be a light cruiser, but should receive armor buff, but not Edinburgh. I mean, Edinburgh, the only place she's kind of strong, it's this part. But otherwise, she is, after all, a tier 8 152 millimeters gun. But what the hell happened with their armor? So what I'm trying to say, guys, not all cruisers receive this armor buff. Not the British one. For even we are going for Neptune, it's the same squishiness as all hell. This, just look at this. Its armor looks like a destroyer, for crying out loud. So I'm saying that not all cruisers did receive any armor buff. How weird is that, guys? Let's go for I don't know, French. Let's go for the French. Did the Charles Martin receive any buff? This part is 25, this part is 27, 27. Of course she received. This is the buff of this part. I understand you still have superstruction to aim and over here. That I do understand, and you will do full damage. But guys, the problem is the tier 6 premium cruiser. They do suffer even more versus any tier 8's heavy cruisers. So I don't know, so say light cruisers as well. Yeah, even this Amalfi received some buffs. 25, it's a big part, but then it's this middle part, and this one, oh gosh, this is 30, 30, 27, 27, 30, and over here it's 27 again. Now, don't get me wrong, of some strange reason, you see, for the Amalfi, this side, the end and the floor plating, it's huge. It's altogether, it's more than 50% of the entire ship. But if you are going for, let's say, Mogami, this is kind of weird. We're going for Tech 3, we are going for the Japan Mogami. It's a very small and you get a picture of what I'm trying to say. It's very small part. You still have, for crying out loud, 80% of your armor. It's 27, and some parts even 30, 27, which basically means, guys, that Mogami's armor is actually immune for any destroyer which does not have IFHE, because their penetration, let's say of a regular Benson, I do believe it's 21 millimeters, right? You have to aim for the damn superstruction. Yeah, 21 millimeters. So good luck hitting and do any damage to Mogami. I'm talking if you have Benson or any other 127 millimeters. And even though you have a Soviet, they do 22 millimeters. So you will not pass the threshold of this 25 and 27 all over the place. So let me put it this way. If you're a destroyer captain and you face a Mogami, the only part you can harm Mogami, it's superstruction, and very small superstruction. And if you're a Short or Helena or any other tier 6 and tier 7 cruiser, you can just forget. You have to aim for the superstruction, or you have to aim this small part or this small part, because otherwise your shells with shatter we do 0 damage to everywhere. So I don't know what to say about this, guys. What I'm trying to say, it's literally, you tier 8 cruiser, you are one hell of a strong cruiser versus below tier 7 and tier 6 ships. They cannot handle you, they cannot pen you, they need IFHE. But guys, let's face it. If you're a tier 6 cruiser and you think that you might survive engaging a Mogami, I think you are a fool. How is that? The Mogami's DPM, it's not crap. The guns, I'm talking about 152 millimeters guns, those 155 millimeters guns are faster reload, and they do tons of damage. And here's the sad part. You ban 31, which basically means, guys, anything you face, hell, even tier 6, tier 7's battleship, you'll melt them like there's no one business. High percent to put your enemy on fire, and very high pan, and you have good armor, just suddenly. So this thing become absolutely a beast and a monster. Because of this crazy small part, a tier 7 cruiser can harm you and pen you if they don't have IFHE. And I do believe that this is my final word. If you are Atlanta, man, you have to aim for that superstructure, otherwise you're never gonna harm this new king of all cruisers in some regard. It's become a monster. How ridiculous a small armor change, yes, changed the whole gameplay and the whole strength of this ship. Yes, you will struggle as all hell versus battleship, but versus cruiser and destroyer not so much, because now they need to know if, and something else I kind of also forgot. Sure, you can have IFHE for your destroyer, but then percent put your fire is close to 0. You know what I mean? Even Bensons have close to 4%, 4.5% to put your enemy on fire. Good luck if you have to hit 100 times of your shells to have 1 fire. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm trying to say. So no more fires for you, and if you have IFHE, then you pay with no more fires. And yeah, kind of weird that, but guys, I do like it. I think the Japanese cruiser, they deserve all love. So let me know, guys, in a comment below. I believe it's a very interesting way. Let me know. Tier 7s versus tier 8. I believe, guys, they should never face each other. They should never engage, because this game has become very one-sided, and probably the reason why game decided to do all those changes, because all tier 8 ships they want to release, and you want to very much buy a tier 8 versus a tier 7. But on the other hand, the tier 7, especially tier 6 cruiser, they become a pile of crap, absolutely worthless in armor and HE penetration versus those new kings, the tier 8s and above. Have a good one, guys. Take care and bye.